So we got here by boat, so we've never actually gone through.
Yeah, but you can just walk now. We unlocked it when we went to that area with the. So you just walk alongside the river.
Right. I'm just trying to figure out like the geography of it, given that we've not actually been there. So that's just the other side of the hospital. Yeah. Okay. So that back in here.
It seems the Freewen are redoubling their patrol.
I mean, if you just walk alongside the river, it's probably the easiest way to do it.
Let me go up. Damn it.
I cannot enter.
What? Why?
You still have to fight them.
Damn it, Chris. Why would you do this?
I didn't design the damn game. I'm just saying, you gotta fight them.
Oh man, that's a lot of fucking dudes.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, the camera's doing fun stuff now. Oh my god. Go!
I'm also, again, like this is, I'm gonna signpost this with Ruts is talking about the game he wanted to play, not the game that Donut wanted to make, but it also would have been cool if it felt more like a thing where you're avoiding vampire hunters. Like, I see you try to do that, but it doesn't really, like... It doesn't really feel like, you know, you're a human who's trying to, like, you're trying to slip by and pass as human amongst your hunters so much as, like, you're occasionally trying to take advantage of blind spots they have as video game mobs you're both supposed to fight.
Yeah, the combat remains the game's weakest link. In all senses, not just
what
that
a
it's
surprise
not a
from Don't Nod.
Well, it's not just that it doesn't work from a mechanical perspective so much. It's also a tonal mess, and also, like Rutskarn's saying, like, it really feels like it really shouldn't be about beating the crap out of 100 guys. It should be about sneaking past a bunch of guys, and then maybe being able to beat up a few of them.
Like, I think it would be very reasonable for that to be a big part of your vampire role-playing is, okay, let's say you're a huge king badass. Let's say that you can easily kick the shit out of a bunch of vampire hunters and, like, suck their blood and rip their spines out. Like, just because that's convenient for you to do doesn't mean that it's, like, a good idea. Like, if we're taking a step back, I'm sure that I've sort of noticed that they're doing some stuff, and I'm sure that, like, they made sure that they paint vampire hunters as bad guys, despite the fact that vampires are, in fact, murdering people. like, you know, but that was a choice they made, right? Like, it wasn't like, oh yeah, those famous bad guys, vampire hunters.
Yeah.
Yeah, they treat the vampire hunters the way Red Dead treats the Pinkertons.
Exactly. Like, yeah, you know, those historical vampire hunters that everybody hates. Like, shooting Pinkertons, like, yeah, give me 10 Pinkertons and 20 on Sunday. I'll shoot 10 Pinkertons. Like, but, like, vampire hunters, like, you gotta do a lot of work to sell me on the idea that, like, I should just want to kill a vampire hunter on sight for the crime of wanting to kill me, a vampire who murdered my family member.
Keep that in mind, because we're about to meet the dumbest fucking vampire hunter that is in this game.
So, like, yeah, it would have been, like, a great moral choice thing to have this sort of, like, okay, you can kill all these vampire hunters, so you're gonna go through the effort to, like, just pass them by and pass by the fight, or are you going to, like, say, screw it, and just use violence to solve this inconvenience for you?
A large knife.
Clay Cox's knife.
What?
Blade.
It's a quest item. It's not, yeah.
Well, yeah, have we ever even heard of this Clay Cox guy? It's like a Skyrim quest where you accidentally run into the quest item before you meet the person that needs it, and he's like, I
want to say, I can't remember what district he's in, but yeah, I believe we've met him.
Wait, so we've got Dick Nethercock and Clay Cox?
I need to drink here. Look, there's a lot of fun names in this game.
I hope the developers had time to put in his brother Harry.
Oh.
I love it.
I did not realize that was what that thing did.
Yeah, it makes them explode if their health is too low, and that explosion hurts
No,
all the bad guys around.
the fucking stab thing that guy did. Fuck.
Oh, yeah, that hurts a lot. Anyway, just keep in mind the idea that all of these vampire hunters are so good at their job, they are able to identify us as a vampire on sight, despite the concept of the masquerade.
Yep. Just intensely good at it. It's like, well, wait a minute. Why is that JoJo-looking motherfucker carrying a giant spiked club inside his doctor coat?
It's not vampire hunters, it's skulls.
I also think that
yeah.
they didn't do enough to establish like how there are this many skulls around without people just being, without like the main thing being like the main thing is that, oh, there's a virus, and the main thing is not, hey, there's a bunch of zombies running around, also there's a virus.
Well, that's I don't get. I get that the vampire hunters are here to make combat, I guess, more quote unquote interesting than just fighting a bunch of melee dudes. But like, the skulls make sense.
Fuck.
You know what I mean? Like the skulls are part of the story.
Right. What?
There's
what?
It was fire.
What
you caught fire.
Did their guns catch me on fire? Guns don't really do that.
But my point is more like you. I don't know. I've lost my train of thought. Josh dying ruined.
What? There was a boss bar down there for a second.
You're gonna see him. He's here. It makes you fine.
H.G. Griffin. Sounds like a mid-20th century science fiction writer.
I like that you placed the explosion at his feet and then fed on him.
Yeah, it didn't actually do anything to him, which is, you know, fun.
Okay. I was like, wait, Josh, when you were saying that, I'm like, you know what? I had the same reaction, so it probably is a reference to like H.G. Wells or something. And yeah, so H.G. Wells wrote Invisible Man, starring a character named Griffin.
Oh, wow. It's a very specific kind of reference.
It actually is a bit deep cut for a vampire game.
One of the main ingredients of Strickland's medication. Never a good move.
How much of, like, oh, opium is actually a really bad idea to be giving to lots of people without any kind of scruples did people understand in 1918?
People understood that opium was not amazing. Like, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I like, obviously, like, there, you know, the opium wars and stuff, but...
people in England specifically had a lot of, like...
future and arrive in the past and be like, did you know I'm from the future? Opium is addictive.
Like, there was a ton of shit about opium in Victorian, even, like, in late Victorian, especially in Edwardian England, where people were like, yeah, that shit sucks. I mean, because, yeah, like, there was a bunch of racist hysteria where people would associate it with, like, a bunch of, like, shady people from China coming over to, like, get everyone hooked on opium, which, of course, is just, like, the most horrifying hypocrisy of all time, because it was literally the exact opposite.
Tag yourself on Booth, Digby.
I'm the wet part of the Wet Boot Boys.
I didn't see the Wet Boot Boys manifest, and I'm sad that I can't pick my boot sona.
Okay, so...
I had like a half second there to choose
right
between
there
boot
now.
sona or wet sona, and I think I made the right choice.
So here we are back at the pub from the beginning of the game. And we're going to deal with some characters here, and we're going to have some stuff go on.
And who are you?
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want strangers on our streets.
So you won't tell me.
Our moral compass is basically how rude strangers are to us.
Ask my boys to take one off.
Oh, hey, it's
notice
Mr. Digby. Hey, Chris.
I like Booth Digby. He's got a cool name. Also, he's a jerk.
I can find Sean Hampton. I need to talk to him.
Okay, so did you guys know even what we're doing? Because I think we've skipped an episode
No.
and it's been a couple weeks.
Okay, so the guy that got bit by drunken skullman, the bishop or the vicar or whatever, he was at the hospital for a while, but then he like ate Mrs. What's her face?
Harriet
Hampton, Harriet,
Yeah.
and then left. And now we're trying to track him down.
Yes. So, okay, so you remember what's going on.
Yes. Wait,
Got
so
it.
what did he say
Great.
for
You
the...
know where I can. He was one of my peg.
He was saying ask at the bar, basically, but he won't help you because he's a
okay.
gangster.
I know you're looking for an honest job.
So, we got. Do we have a second for a tangent?
Aren't you?
Sure.
No.
Probably not. Let's get through this first.
Winner loves to run things so much.
Well, I mean, we're just found a note that this guy wants to not be a wet boot boy, which makes sense.
Goodbye.
Yeah, I mean
boys
the
for
name
life.
alone really.
Sort of intuitive,
Hash-
inherent level.
Hashtag wet boys for life. Okay, this guy coming up. There's a dead body in the street. This guy. This motherfucker right here. We need to talk
your
to.
last trying day.
Not a drop of blood left in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
Oh, is it Sherlock Holmes?
A vampire hunter.
Not exactly, no.
Sounds like
Hunting them.
Sherlock
The
Holmes.
sewer dog is back. And hunting all these poor folk, he needs a catching.
A sewer dog. What's it look like?
It's an old story. A monster with daggers for teeth and icy claws. He
Okay,
comes
Josh,
outside at
stop.
night
That's
time,
incredibly
kills
irritating.
then
It
vanishes.
moves the
No.
source of the audio.
Teeth, claws, murders by night. Your sewer dog is my business.
I've closed my eyes and I still
Kind
feel
of
sick.
prey I hunt.
Hello, can I speak
Good
to you
evening,
now?
sir. Have you witnessed any suspicious activity or strange events recently?
And what do you define
Nah.
as a strange event?
Nah, everything's
So
normal.
just
More to the point.
keep in mind, all of these assholes with
My name is
shotguns
Ichabod
see us on sight and declare us a leech.
Vampire hunter
And this self-declared...
warden of the East End.
A vampire.
Okay, this is the best name so far. It's been a really, like, intense competition in this game, but Ichabod Throgmorton,
But
yeah.
I'm not.
King of the Hill.
Bloodsuckers exist, and they're close.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm Dr. Jonathan.
When he opens his mouth all the way, he kind of looks like Wallace. Like from Wallace and
Man
Gromit.
of science. Well, I'll be glad to enlighten you.
Let's ask him stuff.
Have you heard of the Guard of Priwen?
Of course. They're dedicated hunters.
You don't have a lot to ask him about.
Militant for my taste, but they do let anyone
Maybe
join.
the vampire hunters don't know that I'm a vampire. Maybe they just like murder everyone that they come across.
Yeah, maybe they just like killing people.
Ever tempted to join the
Shit, maybe they're vampires.
I did think about it, but I'm more of a silent hunter.
The real
They're more
vampires
of
were
a
the friends we made
silent
along the way.
So you hunt alone? That sounds risky.
Jesus Christ. This game has its own version of the Proud Boys.
They hunt when they're
Oh.
follow certain patterns.
Oh.
It's just a matter of
Stop making this more topical.
So, how exactly are you protecting?
Is that the same Prywin they're named after that the airship of the Brotherhood of Steel and Fallout 4 is named after?
Anything unusual.
Let's find out.
Try and encourage people to stay indoors, but people are
You've reminded me that the Brotherhood of Steel in Fallout 4 has an airship.
That's one of the only cool things about the Brotherhood of Steel in Fallout 4.
Vampire.
It's simple, really. They can't stand daylight.
It's the Shield of King Arthur, is Pridwin. And I guess that's where a lot of people get it.
Yeah, okay.
Have you ever killed one of these creatures? Yourself, I mean.
Which makes sense. Shield, King Arthur, ancient English cabal of fighting vampires.
Believe me.
Can I help in any way?
Actually, yes.
Although the Guard of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a bit of a weird name for an organization.
Are you asking me to paste posters about vampires around the door?
Well, you can't. I mean, if you use the shield fighting vampires, it's gonna get scuffed, Rutskarn. You can't just. You gotta protect it.
He's part of the hashtag
display case.
This guy on the other hand is part of the hashtag vampire resistance, and he's raising awareness of vampires through an aggressive social marketing campaign.
It's impossible to...
I'm gonna start an American branch that's all a bunch of nerds, and it's gonna be called the Guard of Marwyn.
But it's my duty. I am convinced Jack Gillingham was killed by a vampire. These evil rodents are spreading like...
So, Larry, I was going to say
Jack
that...
Gillingham, the guy who turned into a vampire and bit Sean Hampton.
Can you help me, Mr. Throgmorton?
So, like, I made the H.G. Wells connection, but I googled H.G. Griffin to double check it, and I found a list of all of the references in Vampire. And one of my favorite things is when someone explains a cultural reference and then offers an alternate possibility that's, like, clearly not right, but it's also probably what they thought of, and so they feel they need to put it in. Like, it might also be this reference. Here's my example. There is a store with the name Caulfield on the sign, probably referencing Max Caulfield from Life is Strange, or possibly Emma Caulfield, who played Anya in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So for those of you who haven't seen the show, Anya is not a vampire.
Funny thing is, though, it only strengthened
What the? Whoa! Holy shit!
Goodbye.
Whoa!
And good hunting.
Oh boy, that took a turn.
What the fuck, Rutskarn?
Wait, did you like hear what like the story he was saying?
Oh no, I was not paying attention. I was paying attention to you.
No one dares go outside.
My internet
so like
died.
where that went was like the character like was apparently molested by a priest.
Wait, what? Did he? Hang on.
Like, yeah, go back and do that again.
No, don't do that again. I don't know.
Mr. Throgmorton.
Just like get. We should be clear on what just happened.
The sad saint?
Really?
It's nothing personal.
I could make you tell me, but I respect.
All I will say is this. Gossip has it that when he was a child...
Oh yeah. Wow.
By a priest of all people. Funny thing is, though, it only strengthened his faith.
What?
Goodbye.
What does that have to do with anything? The fuck?
Yeah, it's a little weird, especially since like this game does like it indifferently sticks with like the Edwardian register, but like really no matter who you are or what social context you're speaking in, that's a really weird way to discuss that topic with somebody.
Yeah, what the fuck? It feels like something that was from a different like dialogue tree that was scrapped and they just pasted it in here.
It's like they had this in their notes and they needed to get it in, so they just put rumor has it in front of it and called it a day.
I heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke Hospital. Did he leave?
I'm not very impressed by that.
Yeah,
I believe he returned to his
he
flock.
ate someone
Can you confirm that?
and then
All
left.
right. Sean can't help but worry about the poor and sick. Oh, I guess it has something to do with what happened to him as a baby.
Please.
Oh, this is just gonna be a fucking thing, isn't it?
I heard that the sad saint was abandoned as a baby
What do you mean?
in front of a Catholic orphanage in Dublin. That would explain his faith and need to
Like his childhood trauma.
The important
Well, this is how the game works, right? We're getting his secret hints, and now we can use them against him.
Right.
try his night asylum.
We,
Oh,
we
God,
talked
that's
to
so dark.
a wannabe Sherlock Holmes and a bartender, the two
Just follow the bank
best
to the west
sources of
and go
information we
north
could
when
possibly
reach the
find.
pier.
the
Wait,
important
I missed that last bit.
I know all about who's been abused as baby. That fell into a southern accent. God damn it. I really... And I'm the only one still trying.
Is anybody upstairs anymore?
No, but there's like a case you can open if you didn't before. It's like some shillings. Yay, shillings.
Who's this dude?
It's you.
doesn't.
It's not, but I like to pretend it is.
Like me as a person or Jonathan Reed?
Jonathan Reed. What? No, it's not you.
Yeah, we've never actually met in person. I'm not sure you know what I look like.
Your brother's friends with me on Facebook. I know what you look like.
Oh, yeah. Alright, so we have hit an hour here. I think we're going to pop up to this wonderful mannerly abode here and call it a day.
Can we do an experiment? Can we sit on the bed and then just stand up? Oh, no, it already just saved. Okay, well, we're saved. We're good.
Right.
I don't know if we want to forward the day.
Yeah, we probably don't want to advance the day at this point, because we don't have a lot of XP to spend anyway.
So it auto-saved, so I think we're good.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll catch you guys next time.
Adios.
Really looking forward to finding out how Alex survived this.
This will be a more interesting chapter once we get to actually finding this guy.